Welcome to the Bourbon Experience. My name is Austin. Today I'm reviewing 2023 Eagle Rare 17. Today I'm reviewing a sample of the 2023 Eagle Rare 17. Now this is the first Buffalo Trace antique collection that I will be reviewing on the channel. And I only have a sample that I purchased to try because I've tried Eagle Rare 17 on two other occasions. Once was after a pretty significant stay in the hospital, and that was on my birthday. And then the other time, a friend let me try it, and those were older years, 2020, and then a year before that. As you may see, this is a different location that I normally do my reviews at, and that's because today I just finished completing my 7th Tough Mudder event, and on my birthday. And just kind of a side note, if anyone is out there is considering doing a Tough Mudder or is wanting to but don't know if they can or anything like that, I would say just go for it. You can do it. There's nothing stopping you. It's just all about willpower and getting out there and doing it. They're great events. I love doing it. I use them as a catalyst to get back into shape or start exercising again after I've fallen off. So if you considered it, just go for it. You can do it, I promise. Now back to this. Today is also my birthday at the time of filming this as well. So I wanted to celebrate with a really nice pour of a really nice bottle. And I had the sample of 2023 Eagle Rare 17. And after completing the Tough Mudder, being out in the sun all day, running 10, 12 miles, doing all the obstacles and all that, and then it'd be my birthday. I wanted to have something, but a lot of the limited editions, special bottles out there are crazy high proofs, or that's kind of what makes them special, is really old, high proof, things of that nature. Eagle Rare 17 is 101 proof, so I wanted something that would drink special or be worth reviewing, that is in a celebratory fashion, that is not going to just completely obliterate me after my body and everything is completely depleted from earlier today. So I wanted to drink this in celebration, but I also wanted to document it. So that's why we're filming here and reviewing in here, because I only have a sample. I don't have a full bottle, so I can't come back to it later. So enough about that. I'll get into the specs of this. Eagle Rare 17, the 2023, is the oldest of the Eagle Rare 17 releases at 19 years and 3 months. Like I said, it's 101 proof, and it was super sought. I mean, it's probably the hardest Buffalo Trace Antique Collection bottle out there to find. And then after that's going to be, your William Blue Weller, then probably your Saz 18, then your George C. Stagg, then your Thomas H. Shandy. So this is already going to be crazy hard to find, but extra hard to find and extra ramped up secondary prices because of the 19-year, 3-month age statement. And if you compare it to like the Double Eagle Very Rare, it's 20 years, and I believe very similar proof point. If not, maybe if it's not 101, it might be 100 proof. So basically the same. I've had Eagle Rare 17 on two other occasions. One was a sample from the 2022 release, and I tried that after taking some time off because I had a pretty serious hospital stay, and I had my 2020 sample after I got out of the hospital on my birthday, and it was my first flight along with birthday bourbon and some other stuff. But I've only had Eagle Rare 17 a couple times. This was my unicorn for many years because going back to college, Eagle Rare regular, Eagle Rare 10-year was my go-to and had been for many years. And then when I found out about the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, I was like, oh man, I want this Eagle Rare 17. To find out, obviously, how difficult it is to find those. So this has been my unicorn forever. I don't want to get into, I'll say previous years have kind of let me down a little bit. after I've progressed in my bourbon journey, if you will. But let me get into this right now. So on the nose, it is not as oaky as I would have expected, being the oldest release. It's also not super grape forward for like normal mash bill 1. It's a little bit perfumey, a little bit oak, a little bit cherry, but it is different than what you would expect. I guess that like dark oak is coming through a little bit more now as I continue to nose it, but yeah, and yeah, I guess that grape is there slightly, but let me get into it. It has a nice oaky afterbirth. Any Office fans out there know the Michael Scott dinner party episode when he's reviewing wine says that, and that's just the first thing that comes to mind. But no, yeah, it has some of those Mashville 1 quality. Not so much grape, but cherry. And then there is some milk chocolate, and then some drying oak. But it doesn't have the savoriness of like a George T. Stagg, and obviously the proof is going to be a big part of that. But it doesn't have the savoriness and George T. Stagg. And then as far as compared to regular Eagle Rare, it's just it does have more spice, definitely more dark oak, some milk chocolate and cherry, and then I guess a little bit of that perfume too. But the more I drink it, the more it tastes like regular Nashville 1. But it doesn't like stand out and I guess it does drink luxurious, if you will, but it's not like crazy miles above maybe some other ultra aged 17, 19-year products. I've always referred to Calumet 16 as poor man's Eagle Rare 17, and that kind of stands up. You know, the Calumet 16 has cherry, chocolate, oak, and then maybe some like walnut or a little bit of nuttiness in there. And this drink's very similar to the Calumet 16, just minus any kind of nuttiness. It's actually kind of crazy how comparable they are. And the more I drink it, the more of that like fatty savoriness that you can get with a really good Buffalo Trace store pick, that you can get with Stagg, that you can get with George T. Stagg. It is starting to creep up in there a little bit, and I can appreciate that. And it's a very well-rounded, complete bourbon, but I don't think it fetches. It definitely doesn't live up to like the secondary pricing of it, or there's so many other things that are probably truly better than it. But like this is an elevated Buffalo Trace Mashville 1 product at a lower proof but a high age statement. But yeah, if you're looking for this, like everyone is, and no one's gonna find. I do have a bottle of the 2022 that I acquired in a trade that I'll open at some point. But if you don't have it and you're gonna look to trade or spend the same amount, honestly, George C. Stagg, WLW, either one of those would be much better. I know how impossible those are to find too, but Eagle Rare 17 is even more so. If you want to get a general idea, just go with the Calumet 16. They sit on the shelves at Total Wine at a very reasonable price, $130, $140, something like that. And you can get them all the time. And You'll even get a few proof points higher with the Calumet. I don't necessarily think this is, or think the Calumet is better, but I do think, I mean, they're right in the same wheelhouse. So my suggestion is this is a very fantastic product. What I would like more out of it is more proof or more umph, or honestly even like the 19 George C. Stagg that people really hated on because of the low proof point. That just drank more luxurious. I want that out of this, and it just isn't quite delivering, and that's kind of a bummer because I've always wanted to love You Were 17. You know, it was my unicorn forever, but I don't think there's anything that stands out enough about it. It's a little bit sad to say, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's a very good whiskey. Um, if you can get it, obviously go for it. Don't overpay for it, but you're going to if you end up with it. Just the nature of the beast. But yeah, that's where I land with this one, and I was hoping to like it more because I was saving it for a very special occasion. And it's good. I'm enjoying it, and I will continue to enjoy it just for the sentimental value and just for the all of the external factors surrounding me drinking this. So I will continue to enjoy it, but yeah, don't kill yourself getting it or break your bank and miss mortgage payments for it. That's where I land with this one. As always, the bourbon experience is all about good pours and great times with whoever you're with. Whiskey's meant to be enjoyed, so crack those bottles. Cheers.